Heyo.
Hello. We didn't decide what we were gonna do yet.
Yeah, we did.
We did. Are we
Yeah,
doing volume 5 or the re-recording?
we're doing the re-recording first. You think we gotta go in order. So last time we did Vickery, came out a little quiet. So we're doing Vickery yet again.
Spoilers.
Oh, you spoiler! You spoiled everyone.
No one got spoiled. Nope.
So yeah, for the very few people who are looking at this video from my Tumblr post,
There's only 4 volumes out right now, guys. Don't worry. This video is from the past.
I was just too quiet, so we're doing it again. It's a pity too because he's wearing headphones that make everything super loud, so I'm blasting his eardrums as I talk. But I'm not going to intentionally be quiet because then we'll have to re-record again.
Yep.
Hey. All right, go ahead.
Here we go.
At least this won't be as bad as the Yemen one.
Stupid. Hopefully we won't have to do this one a third time.
Go, baby, go.
Alright.
You don't have to read this.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Vickery! Get
Here we go.
Vickery! Click him! Click the baby!
Here we go. Doop.
Oh, it's the baby!
It's probably best for you to stop trying to predict what's going to happen to you at this point. Everything that happened so far on this planet has been kind of chaotic. In fact, you're ready for something more familiar. I see it's struggling.
It's struggling? Oh no.
Only time will tell. You head back to the site of your abandoned spaceship. Sure, it's smashed beyond repair, but it's a little slice of home. Maybe at least 1 or 2 pieces of it are fixable. You march off in what you think is the right direction. But when you get there, you're not alone. A little guy in a hat and big goggles is standing there, gazing at your spaceship, maybe assessing it.
You mentioned that it's silly that they would have aviator goggles and all that jazz invented before the actual plane.
Yep.
It's very silly. Just the fashion.
Makes loads of sense. Loads.
Well, maybe in fantasy literature they have like planes, and that incited the fashion, which then became he's just like. It's kind of like when you see someone wearing like LARPing clothes, and they're wearing like fantasy bullshit of stuff that doesn't exist, like the mage outfits. But magic never was invented.
What a dumb. What a dumb.
Go.
I find it pretty dumb. How Aridin could deny magic when he was literally surrounded by it.
Well, that's not magic. That's reality.
Yeah, but it's magic bullshit reality.
Well, once magic bullshit becomes a reality, is it really magic anymore?
Yes. It's still like impossible, mysterious nonsense.
But it's not impossible anymore, is it? I mean, how do the protons and the electrons, why do they baby around together?
Alright,
We have explanations, but
I'm not dwelling on this
how far do
anymore.
the explanations go?
I'm not gonna be done with you. As you watch, he breaks off a couple gears and stuffs them in his pocket. Hey, you clear your throat loudly.
Oh, it's the baby. So I already have a voice for him. What are you doing?
Let me just cautiously.
Yeah, good idea. Oh, maybe that's why I was quiet last time, because the music came through my computer so loud that it had to suppress it, and then my voice was quiet. Maybe that's why.
Maybe you're dumb.
Good galloping gravy.
Alright.
Why, I've never seen the likes of you before. You know, the voice for him is described as being different than the one I'm using, but I like my voice better, so I'm using this one.
Dumb.
What strange wonders the heavens have rained down upon us today.
The real strange wonder is how you close your mouth when the points line up with the other points.
Well, that's how it works at the front of your mouth, and then the points will unalign later. There's no way it can't not align unless there's a middle tooth, Dylan. We've been over this, Dylan. His little sprite, though, has a middle tooth, so this is an artist interpretation. Who knows? Maybe he has a middle tooth. Maybe he doesn't.
It's better than the artist interpreted. It's
Well, what's
better
gonna
than...
happen when Boulder comes out? Boulder has been canonically said to have one tooth, but what if the artist interprets it as it being 2 teeth?
Just imagine a triangle right here. And you quickly lose any indignation you were building up. He's smiling at you, and his words seem at least somewhat amicable.
Don't they always?
You said that last time.
I know, that's why I'm saying it again, because
No.
I want the joke to stay.
You're not allowed to repeat jokes.
Oh, okay, it's like...
That's a violation of joke law. Oh my
You
god.
said your joke 3 times during our Yemen recording, and it got old so fast to me.
Well, you're a baby.
Oh
Oh my god. I can't wait to have to turn that down later.
You're welcome.
You're stupid.
Is that like a scarf, or is that like a sweater?
It's a turtleneck?
I thought it was a scarf and a Sprite, but like,
Oh,
now I'm seeing it here, it doesn't look like a scarf because it goes too far down.
It looks kinda like a turtleneck.
That's what I'm thinking. Okay.
Maybe you got this all wrong. Maybe this is the next person you're going to get chummy with.
Wait a minute. My illustration of... Okay, never mind.
What are you dumbing about?
I thought my illustration didn't have a zipper, but it does.
You cut right to the chase. No point in beating around the ground leaf covering. That's probably what they call it on this planet. You let
Kiss on the face.
You let this guy know you're the proprietor of the spaceship he's stripping, and you're in mighty need of a new friend.
I like making you mad. A friend, eh? A bosom companion, a pal about town.
I'm not gonna respond to that.
I've seen nary a Tom and Dickus or Harry round these parts who might fit the bill.
Well, at this point, you're already familiar with the phrase Tom, Dick, or Harry.
Unless you're not.
Well, you are specifically, because you weren't before.
Last time I was like, what?
I'm not-
Whatever, we're not... Stop talking about the past.
This video is from the past, Cameron. Don't ruin the immersion.
The immersion.
You were kind of trying to imply that this guy could be your new friend. I mean, your friend. Not a new friend. I mean, it is a new friend, but
Green.
is it too late to say that now? You tried to imply it with your eyebrows.
Eyebrow wiggle. You should include that.
You're
Unless you don't.
stupid. How am I supposed to illustrate an eyebrow wriggle on a character we don't get to see?
Just Jeff. Wait, my bad. Yes, oh jeez.
Oh no, don't do this again.
Good galloping gravy.
No.
As for me.
No, it's jamming all over again. Every time we have to re-record, there are more jokes about re-recording than the actual thing.
As for me, day-to-day matters here on Alternia interest me not. For I care only about hurtling at great speeds through the boundless expanse of the cosmos. You can see his hair back there. I mentioned that last time. Look at it. Point at it. Point. Yes. That's right. Spice. It is space flight that consumes my every waking thought and all my ardor. As in accordance with my duty as a future Alternian crusader, of course. Of course. No oxygen, no wind, a total vacuum.
Oh my
That
god.
is the vacuum.
It's not a vacuum.
Vacuum, that's part of the accent.
No.
A total vacuum. Fine.
This guy can't pronounce the letter Y. can't make a Y noise.
No oxygen!
There's no Y sound in oxygen. You dumb.
I know. It's a pity.
You're stupid.
Anyway. That is the life for me, alright. Flying in space above the atmosphere, not within the realm of gravity's purview. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh god, do we have to do self-voicing again?
Oh yeah.
No.
Yep.
No. No, he just says the name wrong. It's not funny.
No, we have to know how they pronounce it in the baby video. Just take your headphones out for a
In the
second.
baby video, my ass.
Just take your headphones out for a second.
Fine.
Self-voicing enabled. Vikare. Self-voicing disabled.
So dumb.
Vikare. Anyway, we pronounce it Vikare.
Because Vikare is obviously wrong.
Unless it's not. That's how I pronounced it when I first saw it.
Okay, well, if it's not wrong, then it's still dumb. And I
You're
prefer
dumb.
Vikare.
Go.
Which sounds infinitely better. Right. You get the feeling you're missing something. This guy seems really defensive about his interest in spaceflight. Like maybe he's trying to say something totally different.
That's right.
Whatever it is, his internal conflict clearly takes precedence over your issues. He seems like a great candidate for a friend, despite the fact that his voice sounds like it belongs over a newsreel about World War II.
As I mentioned, my voice for him is not very suitable, but whatever.
What a nut.
I have just one query for you, sport, if I may be so bold. Do you also like spaceflight? Do you yearn to see the moons shining above, the clouds whipping by as you trice and tase the impish western wind? And then also keep going past that up into space?
Alright. Oh, we already have this saved, you nut.
Oh yeah, alright, well, tell him you love spaceflight.
Yep, we already know what to do. Spoilips is the bad ending. Tell him you love spaceflight.
Well then, we are in total agreement. Two kindred souls traveling hand in hand into a glorious yet inevitable future of conscripted service in space. Which is, as I've already made clear, a thing I most definitely, what is absolutely?
Oh my god. Positively, you nut.
What does it mean?
Oh my god. It's positively and absolutely in one word.
Oh, really?
Stupid.
Positively desire.
So dumb.
So it seems we have nothing more to discuss.
You didn't stumble over that last time.
I know. Toodaloo. Bye.
We got tootled.
Anglem says toodaloo. I should mention I have a character and he fucking says all these nutly phrases just like this character. Like toodaloo, hunker down.
This is what
Baking
everyone.
apple.
This is what everyone thinks when they hear this.
Hmm.
They're like, when is this guy from World War II? Fucking.
Oh, I love him.
Anyway. Alright. Look away, ye hearties.
Ooh, you've been spoiled.
Alright, we're gonna tell him we're not so sure about spaceflight. His eyes widen. You see them sparkle.
We see his eyes, or do we see his goggles?
You see his goggles.
We see his goggles widen.
We see his eyes spill out of his goggles. His eyes punch through the glass. You see them sparkle.
He's so excited.
His eyes inflate like balloons.
Go. I see. You're an individual with a more sophisticated palate.
This weird snuttly technique. It's like
The shading.
It's like the same one that was on Damek's shades.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. It works for me.
Yeah.
I like his eyebrows. Look at them.
can see
Must
his...
be a tight fit hat.
Oh. I didn't realize you could see the... oh Jesus. Very slim fit, I see it. It just deprives his brain of oxygen, making him permanently handicapped.
Oh no, the poor baby.
He can't take it off.
Sir, you need to take your head off.
He can't take it off.
Or you'll be cold for sure.
He's been wearing it since he was a wiggler.
Oh dear. Anyway, let's go. It was big when he was a child, not anymore.
Nope. No, he can't take it off. His horns have like...
There's no buttons or anything.
Nope. Anyway.
A real connoisseur of the buoyant arts, you are. Someone like you could never be satisfied with the anemic affair of traveling through the inky blackness of the galaxies. I believe a jaunt to my hive is in order. Let's get a wiggle on. That's another angle one.
Dumb. There was a lot going on there, but you understood that he wants you to follow him. The friendly guy takes you to a building where all of the rooms seem to be balanced on spindly-looking stilts. The hive soars above you up into the sky.
Hang on, whoa, what is that right there?
What?
Okay, so go to the window. Put your mouse over the window. Now
This-
go above. No, not that window.
This window? This thing?
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
It's obviously a tube.
It doesn't look like you could go through it or anything.
Maybe it's just part of an archway, Cameron. This appears to be a kind of thing here. Maybe there's like a space up here you can walk on.
Whatever.
You're not.
Anyway,
This hive
a
also.
lot of people didn't like Vikare. I enjoyed reading him, but apparently a lot of people also couldn't understand what he was saying. But you know,
To be
guess that's what you get for not
Being-
knowing old-timey phrases.
being trashy Gen Z garbage. You don't understand Super Mario World show references.
Go. Go.
Hey, look at this bus stop.
Yeah, it certainly is a bus stop, isn't it?
It's got a bus stop by his house.
Yep.
It's right there. My god, this man's house. It's fucking huge compared to this stupid bus stop.
That's right. You see, you can have big houses and still be a low blood. Go!
Just
He
imagine.
designed his house around aviation when he was a baby.
Yeah, you even put the shitty propeller on it.
Stupid.
I'm imagining
go,
like
go.
a bus just comes and crashes into the stilt.
Oh no. Go.
Alright. He gestures to a little platform attached to a pulley system, like a rudimentary elevator, and brings you up into a small, dark room.
Ooh.
This house is pretty much what you would have guessed. The walls are covered in star maps and pictures of spaceships. You see that right there? You see that, guys? Take notes. That's an exclamation point. Just letting
Yes,
you
it
know.
is.
You notice
There's
that...
also, wasn't there also one that said call in space? Is that behind his arm? I think it's behind his arm.
Yeah, that's down here.
Yeah.
You notice that many of them have cheery slogans splashed across them, saying things like, "Explore the galaxies," because you're required to fulfill your duty to society. That's exactly what this one says. And enlist, travel, make friends, don't get cold.
Wait,
Which-
that's not what that says over there.
This one doesn't have, I don't know, this one doesn't have "don't get cold" on it, but it says the first part, enlist, travel, make friends.
Also, somehow we can understand what it says.
Yep, that's not explained. Thanks, guys. Even though
I'm
we
pretty sure it's just inconsistency.
see this man has seen Star Trek.
Donkeys.
It's got the little, whatever.
Has he seen Star Trek, or did he just put the poster up so that it looked like he's seen Star Trek?
Maybe the artist who drew this background has seen Star Trek, and they were like, "That's a cool reference I can make."
Stupid. Go.
You're stupid. Your new friend doesn't seem too happy as he looks around the place. It's like putting on a show for us.
Just a hive for a dedicated spacecraft enthusiast, isn't it?
Do you explain this to everyone you put through here?
But I mean, it's kind of weird because he immediately approached us asking if we like space, and we said no. Does he ask everyone this? And if they say no, then he's like, oh!
What dumb. You're not sure what this is leading to, but no one ever went wrong relying on non-specific and plausibly deniable agreement.
We did ask to be his friend, though. Who am I fooling? You've rumbled me, potential new chum.
Is this an England phrase?
I don't know. I don't even know what that means. Maybe I haven't finished adding his phrases. I'm sure you've seen that I have some websites open.
You've rumbled me.
I've rumbled you. I know he says stuff like "you've tickled me," which is another thing.
Stupid.
Is that spacecraft hanging up also the same one in that poster?
No.
They look similar.
Yeah, they are similar. They have a similar window, but it's clearly different.
Is it clearly?
Oh, hang on. Am I in that? Yeah, this one doesn't have a spike.
Hmm. Okay.
It's the biggest discernible difference. This one also appears to have a bottom fin, but it could be obscured.
Whatever. What you see before you is a collage of falsehoods. I'm nothing but an avatar of baloney. He does say baloney, but Anglem spells it B-O-L-O-N-E-Y, which is the old spelling.
What? Oh, what a nut.
In truth, the myriad temptations and desires of space do nothing to tickle my biscuit. Yes.
Is that an Anglem?
Yeah.
What does this even mean?
It's
This is a double entendre.
It means to be entertain. Like it
I
doesn't
know what it
fascinate
means.
for me. Okay. And why'd you ask?
Because you're dumb. That's why.
Go. We've spent so much time doing nothing.
You're doing nothing?
The thought of participating in the glorious eternal conquest gives me the screaming Mimi's Mimi.
Dumb.
And my character's nickname is Mimi.
Screaming Machegs.
Damn it. Okay. My interest lies in something a little lower down.
Another fresh double entendre. He reaches
He
up.
smooths down our body
Oh.
and grabs the waist of our pants.
He reaches down and peels back. Reaches up and peels back one of the posters. Behind it is another poster. This one showing a view of clouds in the night sky.
Behold my shame.
Haha.
Stupid.
Cameron.
Oh, look at that pulley system. You can see gears in it.
There's gears and
I
stuff.
didn't see that earlier.
You're silly.
The truth is, I long to sorry.
What?
I'm just amused with your little haha, because I know what you're doing. You're thinking of the edit you're gonna add later.
Yeah. Mm.
Which is great, because people are gonna see it, and then you're just gonna be like, haha. It's gonna be so stupid.
I don't understand this man. He's like hidden other posters behind all of his posters.
Can't let the drones or the Chuckle Voodoo people know about my
Yeah, but he still had to put them up at one point. Like,
obviously.
like there was a point in which his airplane posters were obscured. I mean,
Look,
we're not
allowed
obscured.
to think about it, but only for very brief periods of time. Very, very brief.
But
If you
you're-
think about it too much, then it's over. He says, thinking about it every waking moment of his existence.
read the line.
The truth is, I long to toss and turn within the grasp of Mistress Gravity's sweet fingers.
I think there's another fetish to be had here.
To traverse this. This reminds me of the thing about fucking this guy.
What?
Do you remember the thing you said? Like how he strived to one day fuck this guy?
Oh, No.
You don't remember?
Oh, I remember. I
You
remember.
Okay.
I remember the one about fucking aliens.
To traverse the sky, can such a thing be? Imagine flying within the confines of Alternia's very atmosphere, defying the very conventions of what we all know to be true.
That atmospheric flight is impossible.
Stupid. Maybe it has something to do with Alternia's atmosphere.
Alternia has no atmosphere.
Instead of down, up, instead of falling, soaring. Can you imagine? Can you see it before you? Could you ever dream of the existence of such a flying machine?
Alright, well, we're gonna tell them airplanes exist.
Yep, go ahead. I brought you here to show you my truth. And you treat me to mockery. An airplane. A plane that floats in the air.
Does he mean like, when he says this, obviously he doesn't know what a plane is.
Yes, I know.
So I can't imagine what he's thinking here.
I think he's just thinking of like a rectangle
like
in
a
space.
flat sheet.
It's flying. A plane that floats in the air. Flying machines are a serious business. I think you should leave. We lose.
Yep, we lost. Are we sitting?
Yeah. Maybe. Go.
Looks mad.
He is mad.
His glasses look mad.
We made fun of his dreams.
His goggles look mad.
I'm talking about planes flying in the air.
Also the chains. The chains go up to the hole and no further.
Dumb.
In
Go.
this picture.
Go.
Good on you, artist.
Stupid. Don't be mean.
You're mean.
It's very loose and doesn't matter.
Alright, well, now we're gonna tell him we've never heard of such a thing.
But the future of is always to build. I like how we don't get much room to comment on anything. He's just like, it's time for me to talk again.
Yeah, it's time for me to say things 3 times.
Yep, he says everything like 3 times in a different way.
Yep.
All the time.
I actually have.
Commented on this last time.
This is the.
I know that's the description. I saw it. It's a good description.
Yes.
But the future is always to build, my strange-hued and unhorned comrade. What do you think? Does it excite you? Do my ideas rattle your buttons?
You can't help but notice he's referred to you as a chum and a comrade, but friend hasn't made an appearance yet. Do synonyms count? Or is it just a tick of his speaking style? And you look as earnest as you can and nod vigorously. You are almost positive this is the thing he really wants you to express interest in.
Aha! The truth will out!
Which, typo.
What?
This is a typo.
What is it supposed to say?
Well, it's truth will out makes no sense, obviously.
That's a phrase, Dylan.
It is?
Yes.
Damn it. I'm a nut.
You're stupid.
I've been fooled.
That's a real thing.
I've been bamboozled.
Mm.
Damn it. I am dirty Gen Z trash.
Yep, continue.
No.
The
No.
truth will out. You and I share this furtive passion for the indulgences of the air. Good thing I knew. Good thing we didn't misinform our fans.
I can't live with the shame.
A dialogue between a troll, a flying machine, and the stars. But further away from the stars than we would be in a spaceship. I cannot stress enough how different of a thing this is.
You can't decide between nodding and shaking your head here, so you furrow your brow and do your best to look thoughtful, like maybe you are contemplating the differences. This fellow's demeanor towards you is definitely shading to the more temperate climate zones. Is this a euphemism?
Ooh.
However, certain physical needs are starting to assert themselves. You're still pretty banged up from your previous adventures, but right now, the aching of your loins is screaming for attention.
No, you stupid.
Hiveswap Friendsim
Yes.
Hmod.
We could really do anything we wanted with it. We can make so many edits. Whatever, go. I mean, like, to the actual game, but...
You humbly ask your friend to be if there might be any chance of getting a bite to eat.
But of course! Why, if I'd known you had a rumbling in the old digestion bladder, I would have shut my yapper too sweet. Time for a good old nosh. A yamarooney, what ho! Now, how should we obtain the victuals? We could venture into the great unknown, which is to say, out of my hive. Or we could stay here, beholden to whatever twists and turns Lady Fight has in store for us in the nutrition block. What say you, new timer?
Yeah, so...
Stay in hive.
Interesting thing. We get 3 choices in this...
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Which is the first and might be the only time. So we're gonna stay in the hive.
Yep.
You tell him that any food he has in the house will be fine. Surely staying here will get you fed more quickly.
No problem at all, my fine and fervent fellow. However, I believe 2 kindred souls such as ourselves have more ways of communicating than mere words alone. I think I'm grasping the meaning behind your requests. Requests. The signal from your transmitter is pinging my cranial orbs receiver.
More
For
euphemisms.
craving sex.
Oh my god.
I can see what you're truly after is food for the soul. Stupid.
You definitely meant food for the body. You look for an opening where you might gently correct your new buddy, but he seems to be working himself up to say a lot more things.
Oh boy. The delectable nutrition of what a troll's truest being craves. The sustenance of thought, of imagination, of desire. That which nourishes the self better than the finest scrub noodles.
Goodness.
You could have just said noodles, but no.
I mean...
What are grub noodles?
Is grub being replaced with some... Is there grub replacing something else here?
Maybe.
I guess we'll never know.
Yep.
The finest... vegetable noodles.
You're stupid. Spinach noodles!
Dumb.
Art! Passion! Science! You must have a hankering to see my flying machine design sketches.
Despite your troubles, you can't help but think his enthusiasm is kind of sweet. You nod weakly. Make one last attempt indicating that food might strengthen you to fully appreciate his work.
No need to worry. I am fully confident in your ability to take in my glorious blueprints. You have shown yourself to have quite the sturdy noggin and a discerning gander bulb.
How did we demonstrate? I guess we just picked the right choices. We
just seemed like a cool person who liked to fight.
we nodded at him.
We nodded at him and
We
looked
looked-
like we contemplated things seriously. Oh, how the tables have turned.
We sort of like fake everything with all of our new friends.
Well, we can't be real. If we're real, then we'll never be friends with anybody.
Nope. As
Too many different types of people in this world. I would welcome your input.
Warmth blooms in your stomach. It feels nice to hear him compliment you. You're not sure you've actually done to earn his praise, but you definitely don't want to ruin this now.
I wonder if Zebra is gonna be like all over us with his snooty romance, whatever.
Wonder if we're gonna like have to wingman him.
Oh, maybe.
That would be entertaining.
That would be great.
Don't talk about that in this recording, you nut. It's from the past.
Zebra.
No? You're not allowed. No, we don't know
I can't
anything.
wait to play
No,
Zebra
no,
in the next volume.
no. No, it's just all speculation right now on June the 3rd.
Okay, go.
Maybe seeing his designs will be fun, even on an empty stomach. Maybe it really will nourish you on a level that will help you forget about the prosaic earthly nourishment you thought you wanted. You tell him you're in.
Not so fast. Ugh.
Stupid.
That which I am planning to reveal to you is what I keep closest to my torso pillar.
Sometimes I feel like these things would really do well with like at least 2 songs, rather than just one.
Yeah, it's okay.
Just
Whatever, man.
Just for tonal changes. Like when we had to listen to Skyla's song through her whole sad scene.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't trust you, my footloose and horn-free cohort. But I think I would like to trust you a little more before vivisecting myself and displaying my bleeding organs before your penetrating gaze, which is a metaphor for exposing my portfolio.
Sometimes he like pulls back because he thinks he's gone a bit too far with the metaphor.
Yeah, he's like, wait, I'm not actually showing you my organs, no? I know, it was a little dark. Whoa, the whole shading on him changed there. Like, all the shading just shifted.
Oh yeah.
Might I trouble you to participate in a small trust trial?
It's like when an animation finishes and then returns to the beginning. No problem, you tell him. Your bud instincts, you make yourself comfortable.
Insists.
Oh, sorry. I'm dumb. Your bud insists you make yourself comfortable while he gets a few supplies. After a few minutes, he returns with a fistful of fabrics in different colors. He ties them into a knot. Wait, no, shove it up your ass.
Oh no.
I'm gonna pull it out. One by one.
Here's what's been bouncing around the old brain box of mine, buddy-o. I'm going to tie this blindfold around your face.
Hang on, why do you get so many colors? We only needed to blindfold one little... What are the colors for if we can't see them?
Wait, whoa, hang on. Go to the text before.
He grabbed a fistful of fabrics in different colors.
Oh, I'm sure he just has a bunch of fabrics in different colors and then he picked out a blindfold.
Yeah, but why didn't he just pick one before he bought the fabrics over?
Oh no, did he bring the... I think he just grabbed a fistful and then didn't bring them over.
No, he returned with a fistful of fabrics.
Oh,
like
whatever.
He picked out a bunch of different blindfolds.
Okay. Then I'm going to give you some instructions. And you're going to try to locate the case where I keep my treasured sketches. If you can find it, it's gotta mean we trust each other deeply.
Or have a psionic connection.
Whatever. I wonder if he has an animal psionic. Wonder if he has a psionic that isn't animal. Probably not. Like 2 wings working in unison to achieve liftoff.
You just say unition. Get off my porch.
In unison. If that's how wings work, I'm still figuring out the principles of the matter. What a ramp! Are you up for it?
Oh.
I mean, what a romp!
Dumb.
Are you up for it?
Ramp.
Good galloping raven.
No. Good thing he doesn't reuse any phrases, otherwise this would get quite bad real fast.
Oh, what happens when he runs out of phrases? He just repeats them?
He never runs out of phrases. He just makes them up.
Go.
It's too late to turn back now. And really, you don't want to. It's kind of a relief to have him tell you what you can do to earn his friendship in plain terms. Well, as plain as the Sky's terms ever get. You give him a thumbs up.
Now we're on the trolley.
He quickly ties the fabric around your face.
Oh, I wanted to mention something. You know, Tagora mentioned that he doesn't do charity, which implies that there's charity.
That does imply there's charity. At least
Anyway.
conceptually.
Yeah. I bet it's not like looked up upon. I bet it's looked down on in their society. There's like it's like a derogatory term.
Nothing.
Like ew, charity. Ew, high blood's helping low bloods. Ugh.
He quickly ties the fabric around your face. Now open your mouth.
Oh no. The time is upon us. Time for the inaugural flight of our deepening bond. Time to nudge our fledgling companionship out of the nest and see what happens.
Alright, this is much funnier if he tells you to open his mouth. To open your mouth.
I'm stupid. Go.
Your new friend starts to direct you around the room.
To the left. No, my left. Sorry, okay. I meant your left. And now onwards to the glorious future that lies before us.
Directing you around his body. You smile weakly, doing your best to follow his instructions. He sounds happy, so you must be getting somewhere.
Stop with the euphemism. Almost to the doorway.
Stupid.
3 steps forward. If he would be so... Wait!
Crash? You stagger backwards from the impact. You hear yourself wheeze. The shock has totally knocked your lungs out of commission. Your chest jerks in tiny contractions as you gasp for air.
Oh no. Oh beans! Ding dang darn it!
There's no pain, just an intense pressure focused on the center of your face.
Reminds
Right.
me of when, like, in extreme cases when, like, England would say dag nabbit if he got shot instead of fuck.
Ding
He'd say
diddly
it's
do.
He'd say it so exasperated too.
Ding ding diddly do, darn it.
Oh golly gosh!
Good galloping gravy.
Good galloping gravy!
I've been shot.
It's like Jake. It's like Jake when he did his stupid, like...
Oh my stars and garters.
Go, you dunk.
There's no pain. Just an intense pressure focused on the center of your face. Right around where you ran into something face first. Something.
Why are we out of air if we ran into something face first?
I don't know. Maybe we also ran into it with our lungs.
I guess. Let's go.
You pull out the blindfold and you hear footsteps, which probably means your new friend is rushing over to help. He gets the blindfold untied and his face swims into your vision. He looks utterly gobsmacked.
Gobsmacked. Why, all of your horns beast grub food.
What is this? What is this expression? This is a real expression. I recognize
yeah, sure.
it.
It's like cows. Or just edit it in when you find it later.
No.
If you do find it later.
No.
Don't. Everything copacetic, new pal?
You put your hand to your face and touch something wet. Sure enough, when you pull your fingers away, they're covered in a mysterious fluid.
Go.
Sorry, they're covered in blood. Your nose isn't gushing or anything, just sending out a couple rivulets to let you know it's having a bad day. It's not so bad. You tell your acquaintance this, but he doesn't look any less horrified.
Shivering stratocumuli! All this time I've been testing you. To see if I could place the tender gift of trust in your declawed little hands. Declawed,
Nut.
claws,
Yeah.
Is that canon now?
Ugh.
But all the illustrations don't have claws!
Nothing in Friendsim is canon. You'd be a fool to take anything here as fact.
How can Amicia have French tips if she has claws?
What if they just say claws? And again,
I
what
saw
if-
someone send me a line, and I accidentally spoiled myself. It looks like... whatever, I'll just mention it when we do the recording on the other episode.
yeah, you better do that.
And here you've bestowed upon me the greatest trust of all. Knowledge of your non-standard hematological attributes. I am truly honored. Flabbergasted.
Flabbergasted.
No. I hope you had a lot of edits.
You're nothing. You're a newt.
Absolutely pushed to the brink of rationality by such a display of faith. Never mind the trust trial. You deserve to see my sketches. See, why does my blood make such a big difference in comparison to, like, all the rest of my terribly mutated body?
I don't
Obviously, I'm culling material, bleeding or not.
know. Yep. The blood is the specialist special. It's like an honor thing.
Ooh, go. Just wait here.
It kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I get it. Be back in 2 shakes of a baby beast's hindquarters.
You know,
2 shakes of a lamb's tail.
you could like edit out these teeth and it'd be a cursed image. You silly. It looks like the mouth was drawn first and then the teeth were just kind of there, like the mouth is like actually like a part
I feel
of
like it didn't look that bad without the teeth.
I know,
Go.
it would just look different. You sit down on the floor again, wiping the blood off your face. You were not
There's
going.
the Cullen's face poster right there.
Oh yeah, Cull in space. Ooh.
Is that Daffy Duck
What?
constellation? Look at that duck constellation over there.
Where?
Over to the left.
To
To the left.
the left.
To the left.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, it looks like a duck.
Oh, it does look like a duck.
What the heck?
Looks kind of like Duck Dodgers, maybe.
I didn't mean to say Daffy. I actually meant to say Donald.
Oh, what a nut. What a hoob. It's pretty hoobly.
What the heck? Go.
Okay, that's
Oh my
interesting.
god, those stars look like Donald Duck.
Do they really? They really, Cameron? Not convinced. You're not going to question the stroke of luck you've been shown. Why, if you knew bleeding was the key to his afflictions all along, you could have encouraged some blood from the sites of your multiple injuries.
Ew.
But no matter. You sniff the last of the blood
Ew.
back up into your nostrils.
Ew.
Karen,
I'm just seeing the tasting the metal and all that. Ew.
tasting metal at the back of your throat.
Ew.
What is this supposed
Look at
to?
that lock. Look at that lock over there. Ooh.
Yeah, it's a Nutley lock. It's like the loop goes the other way around.
Whatever.
When your almost friend returns, he drops a big stack of papers onto your lap. You page through the designs. The first few are rudimentary, mostly variations on spaceships with little notes like, "How do make it not reach escape velocity?" and "Less jet fuel. Shape could be less aerodynamic."
Even though aerodynamic doesn't really make sense.
Yes, the space air.
Mm.
That's to look cool for aliens to see when you crash and raid them. You can't be like the Borg with your stupid geometry shapes.
Stupid. Bleed onto his papers.
Mm.
You fool! No!
There's already blood on the paper. What's he gonna
I've
do?
been bamboozled.
But as you keep going, the designs get pretty interesting. One seems to rely on some big rotating sails to achieve lift. Another shows a light frame body attached to 4 jointed wings. You briefly wonder what he plans to make the wings out of before you see the note stating that these are dragon wings. A follow-up scribble states, "Flapping mechanism, how to soften rigor mortis." But hang on, you take a closer look at the machine's frame. This guy's sketch is pretty detailed. The frame doesn't seem to be made of wood or aluminum as you expected, but smaller individual shapes lashed together with some kind of cord. You know, I have to wonder, like, what everything is actually made out of. Because
Yeah.
if your home construction kits are like bones and whatever.
You spoiled it!
No, maybe it's just a macabre aesthetic, but you think it looks like bones.
Okay. I
Well,
can continue talking.
if it's like bones and shit. If like DIY doesn't involve wood, it involves like bones. Then
Bones are more accessible than wood.
mm, what are like cars and shit made out of?
Probably bugs.
If they're reluctant to use like any sort of actual metal,
Probably bugs.
are these chains made out of metal?
I'm sure they are.
Is this couch made out of metal?
They're made of bones. Read.
You look back at the other designs. Now that you look at it, the sails on this one have a texture that might be leather, or similar. Sketches themselves are picked out in a variety of colors, not dissimilar from some of the brand new blood colors you've discovered lately. Wonder where'd you get those, huh? You just buy them at the store, but you can, probably.
I bet, yeah. Go.
Oh boy, you've been down this creepy alien road before. Using your lightest, most jocular tone, you question the bone shapes. Like, haha, those look kinda like bones, huh? You soften your words with a big, not freaked out smile.
What's that? Well, I'm not a construction professional, you know. Want to make use of what's available.
Professional construction workers.
They get to use.
Wood.
Let's go. Only cold low-bloods and grubs, of course. Not an ounce of insurrectional spirit in this fellow over here. Fear not, unhorned one.
These wacky cultural differences. You just misunderstood. You take refuge in your old standby of nodding and smiling. It's none of your business what body parts this fella uses or doesn't use to make his Wright brothers' transformative fan works. Friends aren't for judging people's use of corpses as construction materials anyway.
You know. When you crash landed on my planet, I had no idea what to think. Vikare, old boy, you've really shot the balls now. That's what I told myself.
This is a good phrase.
Dunk. Telling an alien about your flying dreams? That's ruffled the kitty, no doubt about it. But now that we're here, and you're having a looky-loo at my sketches, I think it might have been right for us to meet all along. Perhaps the work of the capricious Madam Destiny.
I see all these concepts are still madams in the troll universe.
Yeah.
Yep. Surely he's about to say that you are friends. You can almost taste the sweet, friendship-affirming syllables coming from his mouth. You are just seconds away from that coveted F-word. Or are you? Maybe you've misconstrued everything. You look back down at the sketches. Bones in this one, bones in that one. He says these plans call for the bones of aliens like him, at least if you understood him correctly. They don't really look that different from, well, the bones you're more familiar with. Your own bones. Your bones, which have already gone through a lot today, and maybe seem to be in a kind of harvestable condition, if one was so inclined. You clear your throat. Haha, you say. He's not in the market for these materials right now, is he? Like, right now? The friendly guy doesn't understand your question. You're not going to push it, but you do risk a quick glance at yourself, then back at him, then back at yourself, just to see if he's checking out the stuff, so to speak. And you look back at him, he looks aghast. Oops. It's a lot of dots. A lot.
Heavens to biscuits. Is that what you think of me? You think I'm the type to start taking people's body parts all higgledy-piggledy? He just explained earlier that he takes them from cold people.
Yep.
As if there aren't plenty of thoughtlessly discarded rib cages to work with.
You just like find these lying around like in your
Does
yard.
he, like, dig up the corpses? Does he like stick a knife in them, in the bodies, and just like pull out bones? Like, ooh, that's rank.
Obviously, when people get crushed by drones, Their bodies like fall into pieces into his yard, and he's like, "Yes, fresh, new building materials."
There you go. If that's the type of gent you're looking for in these parts, I'm afraid I'm not the type of aggressive heartthrob you're after. We can't all be the macho, bloodthirsty, romantic hero type.
That is a good type to know about.
Yeah, bloodthirsty, romantic hero type. Macho blood. Yeah.
A romance novel.
Type that would murder you for your bones.
A romance novel. Hero.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Mm. Ready to whip on it. from the romance, of course.
Mm.
Ready to whip out organ harvesting tools at a moment's notice.
This is a good euphemism.
Mm.
For organ harvesting tools.
I thought we could be friends, but now I see you're looking for something different.
Real men harvest organs with their hands.
Go. My apologies. I think it's best if you go elsewhere.
You want to correct the misunderstanding, but you're not fully sure what the misunderstanding is.
Looks like it's one point back a bit, because when you look at them at this angle, you can see more of it.
Mm-hmm. This guy doesn't seem to be in any mood for friendship right now. You hang your head. Looks like this was all just a big waste of time.
Organ harvesters, apparently that's a thing that people might seek.
What a good job. A good job to have, but it's very secure. An organ harvester, and you can sell your shit at like Hobby Lobby.
But why would someone look for an organ harvester?
Because they're hot.
Mm.
Traditionally.
Stupid.
Have to have big muscles to pull bones out of people.
You can harvest my organs and bones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this was a mistake. My bones. You're pulling the bones out of my body.
Sexily.
Mm. Go.
Anyway.
There's one more route. Come on.
Misunderstood. The blueprints are actually blue.
Ooh.
Amazingly.
Wow.
They don't use like purple blueprints.
Purple prints.
Purple prints.
Go.
Alright. Well, the last ending, as you know,
Oh boy.
is also a bad ending. Go out and look for food.
Go, go, go.
From your budding chum's words, it sounds like he himself isn't sure if there's any food in the house. Best to risk it and go outside. You tell him your decision.
Top choice, buckaroo. Foraging is how I while away most of my time, after all.
Are you eating?
No.
I hear you chewing over there.
Oh, it's been swallowed. There's just one small matter to trouble the old brain power. If we're venturing out into the unknown yonder, we should obtain some chow for my bosses as well. You'll be a real grumpy Gustav if he goes too long without his nosh.
You draw yourself up proudly. It's taken a lot of bizarre run-ins and harrowing close shaves, but you know all about Lussus's. You inquire about Gustav, was it?
I think it's silly that Karkat has a quirk that's just all caps. Because wouldn't another troll easily think of that?
Of course, but then again, I'm sure another troll would easily think of like 2 U's or 2 Y's, or
I know.
capital X's.
But it's interesting because, like, if I have a character like whatever.
Or capital T's.
Ho
Like,
ho, what a cod you are.
this guy has the very tasteful thought of putting 2 tildes.
Very similar to Elpis's, but a little different. It makes me feel better about some of my shit quirks.
Lo and behold, the Hiveswap team was only capable of making shit quirks.
No, you're mean.
You're mean. It's true.
Yeah. No, my losses. Yeah, Gustav was a phrase, you don't. I call him the cannery.
Oh, you did it again. You did it a
I
second
call him
time.
the canary.
I mean, the first time you did it, because... Never mind. He whips out a photo that shows a smaller version of himself, his horns nothing but stubs, thereby confirming the stubbly stub horn theory, a far too big pair of aviator goggles slipping off his nose, the very same.
The very same that eventually became so tight-fit that he's incapable.
Standing behind him is a large white fowl, big scraggly wings folded back against its body. You want to say an emu? Whatever it is, it's a flightless bird and definitely not a canary.
Yep.
How ironic. How situationally...
I think it's suitable.
It's very suitable. Its beak touches the top of your pal's head with something that might count as affection. Open mouth. It's trying to eat him.
Oh boy. He's not a persnickety sort. All kinds of bugs and leaves will tickle his fancy.
Including me.
Myself.
Oh yes.
Shall we away? Shall we greet this? Here we go with the threes again.
Yep.
Shall we greet the horizon that rushes forward to meet us with astounding grace? Shall we give ourselves over to the current of time's great river?
Yeah. The time. It's
Yep.
proper noun.
Yep.
Sure.
There were three times he said it.
Yep.
Different ways.
Said it 3 times.
Dunk.
3 times.
Always.
Sure, you tell him you can leave the house. It's getting a lot easier to pay attention to only the words this guy says that actually make sense. You kind of enjoy his way of speaking though. If nothing else, it gives you the feeling that he's really excited about this food quest you're going on together. Your alien pal leads you back down through the pulley system and outside again. The trip is not so easy on your bruised ribs. The thing about walking is, when you walk, your body moves.
Ooh.
You've had better times. You've had better times is all you're saying. You indicate as much to your companion.
Oh boy, I hear ya. Moving while attached to alternative surface is the worst kind of hooey.
You get so hot so fast in like this triple layer thing that you got going on.
Yeah, keep going. The moment when autonomous flight is invented trembles ever closer to the present.
Which seems kind of silly to me, considering
Yeah.
there's already like drones which
Yeah.
hover.
And there's also the Eris's ship.
Yeah, which is
It's in the atmosphere.
It's in the atmosphere, which you could count that as flight.
Anyway, go.
This is pretty
Not
silly.
hovercrafts, you fool! He slaps us.
Hmm. Okay, so to be a flying machine, it can't hover. It also can't be a spaceship. Okay, it has to move continuously through the air to
That's
stay.
right! Jeez. I almost bumped my computer in the wrong spot. Imagine how terrible.
Oh, I would have laughed and cried and died.
If I bump my computer in the wrong spot, by the way, it crashes, just so you guys know.
Yep.
We're in different rooms, we're recording over 2 different devices.
Oh, no way. No way. No one can tell by the extreme gap between my voice quality and your voice quality.
Let's go. Oh, can you hear it approach? The wail of a distant klaxon, the call to adventure. It beckons us forward through the years.
The years.
You fool. It's supposed to be sweeps.
Noticing many more things than I did the first read. Many more silly things.
My goodness, Vikare. What are years? A golden thread stretching ever onward to that glorious inevitability.
I believe the idea of years being golden threads originates back to Greek mythology. But anyway,
It does.
yeah. It's not what you meant. This excitement cheers you up a little. Maybe
We're
you...
actually wrong, it doesn't. We're just saying it, and now we're fools. I always feel bad if I say something so confidently, but then I'm like, what if I'm wrong?
Yeah. Maybe you will feel better in the future when someone invents flight on this planet. Certainly by that time, you'll either be further along in your healing or dead. Either way, thinking about that future brings a little rosy glow to your heart. You ask your buddy where you're going next.
The world is our bivalve villa sea critter. Oyster.
Yep.
We'll go wherever the wind calls our names.
Great.
But if it's a short-term answer you're inquiring after, there's a specific plant the canary likes to eat. The canary likes to eat.
Nothing.
It's got white petals and leaves as red as a troll's most lurid desires.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
This is silly comparison. But I guess it would be apt. It would be apt on this planet, huh?
Yep.
I wonder if there's like a similar description of black.
Probably. Could you give a holler if your bulbs fall on something of that persuasion?
You agree to keep an eye out. You continue trudging along beside him, wincing whenever your steps jolt your injuries. Maybe a little conversation will help distract you. You ask your new friend what got him so interested in flying in the first place.
What could be better?
He also doubles his question marks when he gets excited or something.
Yep. Up there, free of worldly concerns. The wind in your face and the horizon at your back. Seeing the continents spread out below you.
And then further out into space.
Yep. Finally feeling your personal aesthetic is appropriate for the given circumstances.
Yeah, no kidding. You and your stupid flight gear.
Yep.
Oh, this guy's clothes are not appropriate anywhere else.
Stupid.
But in like this idea of a plane he's concocted.
Yep. Go.
How fitting. You chew over this one for a minute or two. It seems like what really makes this guy tick is the travel and adventure thing. Or maybe it's just what you're getting from his general demeanor and pretty much everything he's said up until now. You're nervous to bring up anything that might make him dislike you, but in the interest of bonding, you forge ahead. Aren't there, you say with apprehension, maybe some similarities between flying and space travel? Like, maybe being in a spaceship could satisfy some of those urges? Some of these urges.
What?
Triple exclamation point.
Ooh, we shocked him.
Yeah.
There may be some superficial similarities to tricks of control, but in essence, the blood pusher and soul of each surgeons.
Blood pusher.
The blood pusher and soul of each.
Stupid.
As different as night and day. As a mountain and a ditch.
Yep.
A star and a mud puddle.
Like that 3 thing.
Don't get a fellow wrong. Space travel is fine. Well, it's the only way to satisfy our bloodthirsty and nearly immortal overlords. I look forward to such a time when I can be of service in the eternal millstone grind of intergalactic conquest.
You know, I wonder if he actually is, like, looking forward to it on a visceral level, or if he just has to, like, say this.
He has to say this. That's what I'm thinking. I know it made you think otherwise, obviously. But it's missing the punch. The pizzazz.
I mean, he obviously doesn't love it, but like,
hates it.
What a baby.
The kaboom! I mean, he described it earlier as no air, no oxygen, inky blackness. The trunk beast's hunk of it all.
Just as you'd feared, you've stepped on in it now. You're struggling for a response when out of the corner of your eye, you spot a cluster of white flowers. Relieved, you point them out to your companion, who races over to gather them, but when he holds them up, you can see it as blue leaves, not red. As your shoulders droop, it seems like all you're doing is disappointing your buddy, who has been so nice to you, or at least that's what you think you've read between the lines of his confusing speaking style.
Fear not, my smooth-headed compatriot. These are not the luscious rations we sought. But this plant is people chow.
He backpedals.
What I mean to say is, we can eat it. Since we are people, it's food for people, not food made of people.
There's no way. I never would have guessed. It's not made of people. An important distinction to make.
Yeah. To be clear,
He comes back with a fistful of the flowers and hands you one of the blue leaves.
Delicious.
Mm.
It's like spinach with no dressing.
You're not at all sure that food that's safe for your buddy will be safe for you as well, but at this point you don't have much to lose. Besides, with the way your stomach is groaning, it might as well be a perfectly seared steak. You put it in your mouth. Tastes like a leaf.
Go.
Chewing on the leaf, you feel even more affectionate toward this guy than before. I don't know, man. Maybe it's medicinal. You were worried this trip was just turning into an excuse for him to run some kind of household errand, but he really did find you something to eat. Kinda. Could have eaten grass for the same taste.
No.
You were desperate to find some way to show him that you understand his interests. You want to connect to him on a deep soul level. Anything to get him to look at you with that treasured glow of friendship in his eyes. Whenever he mentions space travel, he talks about how it's something that he has to do, some kind of necessary obligation. So maybe there's a reason he's fixated on an activity that is kind of similar, but just a little different. Maybe he doesn't want to do the required thing, the space conquests, but doesn't have it in him to rebel entirely all the way. Maybe airplane flight, or whatever similar thing he is envisioning, is a compromise between what he has to do and what he wants to do. A
He
balance.
wants to do the adventure. Pretty sure that's his main focus.
Yeah.
The adventure.
A balance, like all must find, in order to live as an individual in a society that shapes one's desires from birth. Thank you, philosopher MSPA reader.
You fool!
You cautiously open your mouth, heart pounding. You venture to ask your pal if he maybe would rather not satisfy the demands of the bloodthirsty overlords. If maybe a part of him wants to get into his flying machine and, well, leave? For real? Got him.
Thus.
He seems taken aback. Maybe you should never have said it. What a huge mistake. You probably pushed this friendship out of your reach for good now. Panicking, you point to the side, yelling that you see a big field of white flowers.
A little sad frown. You could turn that frown upside down and it would look like a mouth that's devious and you're looking at it from like below.
You're stupid.
Like they're smiling down at you with their sharp fangs pointed.
You're stupid.
That's what it looks like.
You're stupid.
We were to flip it upside down.
Well, this would look extremely nutly if you try to flip it upside down.
Well, not on his face. It would have to be on someone who's like, you're looking like whose face is turned upward.
Okay, I see it.
Mm-hmm.
A big field of white flowers in that direction. Your potential friend leaps up into action, seemingly also glad to be given a reason not to answer this question. He races forward in the direction you indicated. In a matter of seconds, there's a yelp.
I like how he swoops downward in the animation.
Yep. And your new acquaintance vanishes. Instantly, you realize your error. You didn't look where you were pointing. While walking, you unwittingly came close to the edge of a large cliff, which your companion has now disappeared over.
He's dead.
Like good old Wile E. Coyote.
We win.
You can see his whole house. It's got a bridge.
Wow.
Yep. So I have no idea how this works.
Go.
You race to the side, your stomach flooding with fear. This is absolutely the opposite of what you wanted. You look down in horror. Your friend now looks approximately how you felt when you first crash landed on this dark planet. He's conscious, his face frozen in shock, but one leg is twisted underneath him in a nasty way. You may not be familiar with his alien anatomy, but you're almost positive that it shouldn't look like that. You call out to him in distress, making sure he's going to castigate you for your mistake. The strangeness of his language won't make it hurt any less to lose this guy's trust forever. He calls you a noodle.
What? How? Well, you should include the little unused image here just to show.
Yeah.
Kalu Kalai.
His voice floats up from the ground below. Weak. Yeah, real weak, Cameron. Good line delivery, but somewhat jovial.
Hey.
Is it possible he's not angry?
Oh, joy is happening. Oh, delight for the body and spirit. Did you see? Did your being absorb what occurred before your very visage. I flew, soared through the air, just for a moment, but it happened. An ecstasy like none I've ever known.
You hesitate. Is it really possible that he could be taking this so well that maybe your big fuck-up was a step in the right direction after all? It's definitely a little worrying to hear him celebrate a dangerous fall, but none of that matters if you can secure his friendship at last.
My strange associate, come on down here. You will celebrate in grand fashion this eve. How did you know that a brief sojourn through unfettered air would bring me such joy? You're a fine fellow, and a truly superb friend.
Your heart lifts with joy. He said it.
Yay!
Of course, to find some way to climb down a cliff with your messed up ribs, not to mention figuring out how to transport someone with a broken leg back to the house. You're not really sure if that's possible, or when the adrenaline that's got you this far will give out and force you to succumb to your own pain. But with a night full of difficulties ahead of you, you couldn't ask for a better balm than knowing you'll face them hand in hand with your friend. Assuming he didn't hurt his hands as well. No matter, you did it!
Yay! Yay! Look at that baby.
It's in bad shape.
He broke his horn. Jeez, imagine if his horn actually broke off. What an event.
Sweaty.
We're nervous.
Sweaty from the nerves, from the distress.
Alright, we did it. We're done.
Connects too realistically up here.
Cease recording. How long have we been recording for? Like an hour?
More than that.
I know.
Hour 16.
Jesus. Alright, we're done.
It's from all the jokes.
It's over.
Yep. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.